All right. Good morning, Senators. Thank you. My name is Tim Fedenko. I am against Bill 98. Thank you for holding the hearing this morning. I appreciate it. That's because some of the bills that are heard I cannot attend during working hours. I speak to you against a Bill 98. I feel this bill is an act against the freedoms granted to the people of Guam. For while the American flag waves over the sands of Guam, the prevention of someone speaking out against injustice is an un-American and a violation of human rights. In Section 6104B, it states any strike, picketing, boycott, or other action by any labor organization for the sole purpose of inducing or attempting to induce an employer to enter into an agreement prohibited by this chapter shall be declared for an illegal purpose. This statement takes away this very way in which Dr. Martin Luther King in Memphis, Tennessee fought for equal pay for African American sanitation workers. It is the very way Cesar Chavez stopped the wage slavery of Mexican Americans, grape pickers, won by boycotting against winemakers. It is the very same way Mahatma Gandhi fought in colonial India to prevent people from making salt, which indeed they need to live. This clause stops boycotting, picketing, and other action. And my question is, what is this other action? Would this be other action could be included to, say, letter writing to the press? Would that be deemed illegal? Talking to the radio or TV stations? Would that be deemed illegal? Whispering in the parking lot? All actions would be illegal if it's not clarified. What is the secret ballot? Aren't all elections secret? All votes cast anonymously? All votes held in our union are cast anonymously in the public place, monitored by all members. Or is this secret ballot meant to be held in the office of bosses behind closed doors and counted secretly by bosses? What if the public officials had to adhere to this law, section 61(2)D, that employees be given the opportunity to cast a vote in accordance with their conscience in a secret ballot election, free from coercion, intimidation, threats, misinformation, interference from outside influences? All too often I have heard campaign promises that education comes first, only to return year after year to a school with no structure improvements, the same low pay and less teachers. All too often I have heard the threat that if you vote for them, your taxes will raise and people will lose their jobs. I have read the billboards that misinform 5 new schools built. We've fixed the roads. We have bettered the power and the water. Vote for us. If you vote for them, this will all go away. And what about the ideology that some political parties say that government should stay out of business, should run public? Businesses should be run to the public. Stop the regulations of the businesses so that businesses can grow to prevent businesses from doing that. What if a business was to enter into a union, getting benefits for its members, insurance benefits, increases the wages without being undercut by other companies who do not care about their workers or are unjust to their workers and hire workers who don't have rights that the people of Guam have? There was a time when people supported union-made products and only rode union-made motorcycles just because it was made by unions. And some of these people are still out there looking for this very business, willing to give them money. Will this not help those business members who support unions to join unions? It prevents the card check, the very tool workers use to better their life. This is an anti-union bill, an anti-human rights bill, and an anti-democracy bill. For I have seen the sweatshops of the workers unorganized in Indonesia to Saipan, from Mexico to India, and I do not want to see it in the land of Guam. Thank you for voting no on Bill 98.
Thank you, Mr. Patanko. I don't know if my mic's working, but we'll give it a shot. Could we make sure we have copies of your testimony, please?
It's submitted.
Thank you. Mr. Lujan.
Good morning, Senators. My name is James Lujan. I rise to oppose this Bill 98. Our elected officials and the sponsor of the bill, the very person who's running for one of the higher offices of this land given to Guam. I often wonder when I read the bill and it says secret ballot elections. Every ballot is a secret ballot. But what's the intent? Where are we going with this? Why are we putting all these extra inserts, limiting our people and their very freedoms to express? Where are we going with this? What are we trying to do? Are we trying to limit, dictate, maybe? Every tyrant in this world has done things with this type of ideology. And here we see it in our own democracy, our own freedom, where we should be expressing. Everybody's entitled to that openly. And coming here, seeing this bill is telling me that in the next election, if this were to win, it's more suppressing. It's more of a suppressive attitude, more to knock down. We already have that here. Our newspapers seem to separate the so-called common people, the regular people, with the business people. They seem to think that one is wiser than the other because one makes more money and one doesn't. That's what I see with this bill. The understanding is we're separating our community even more. They use the power of money, the power of freedom of expression, but only freedom of expression when you have the money. Whereas the rest of us are caught to fend for information that is truthful. Having a union is truthful because it's a union of common people. They get to express to each other what they feel, what they want as employees of that organization, and not be intimidated behind doors or manipulated. But they get to express to each other what the balance of their freedom is within their own employment. But with this bill, it seems to limit everything. It limits the expression, the interference of their employer to manage and conduct and dictate how their decisions are going to be made. And that's where I see this phrase, the employee has the right to use a secret ballot election. But yet, when you go further into the bill, it tells you the limitations. Tells you the limitations that as a business owner, I get to do this with my employee. No, don't vote that way. Otherwise, I'm going to fire you. Let's bring it out. Let's open it up. The same way we do elections on Guam. Have it in front of everybody. Let them campaign. That's what businesses do. They sell to us, probably even as far as paying us to go their way. Come and buy my products. These are my gimmicks. I'm going to sell it to you. So maybe we should do that. Keep it open. I don't believe this bill belongs in our democracy. And that's the role that we have to play here as senators. This morning's paper says senators must do this. Whoa, who owns the paper? Surely not the common people. And it always seems to be that way. It's a one-way attitude. And this bill is a one-way attitude. I believe if you are a public servant and you're running for a public office, you need to really consider, how it affects everybody. Thank you.